Welcome to Olympian Water Testing, giving you the best in water analysis. Today we're looking at Andrirondack Council, and we're taking a look at mercury and dangerous mercury in ecosystems. So what's going on? As we know, mercury is a highly toxic chemical, specifically a heavy metal, that becomes an air pollutant largely through emissions from coal. It's also breaking free from rock and soil by acidic water, and small amounts are also contained in the same pollution. It can also mix with bacteria in the water and become methylmercury. So what are some dangers of mercury in ecosystems? Well, it can collect in the body tissue of fish. It can build up and has major health implications, but that's not only for fish. It also has issues for other species that consume them, birds such as loons, ducks, eagles, herons, and other that consume large quantities of fish as well. And mammals such as fishers, bears, people are also at risk, because keep in mind everything's an ecosystem. So once these animals consume something that's high in mercury, well, in turn, it's going to get passed on to them. So some interesting mercury facts to take a look at are mercury are high and pervasive in the northeastern America, including the Andrirondacks. Research shows that many animals, even forest songbirds, have elevated mercury burdens. Based on these findings, it's increasingly clear that mercury can no longer be viewed as strictly an aquatic pollutant. Mercury is an element that's found in rocks in the Earth's crust through mining and industrial processes, and is brought to Earth's surface used in manufacturing, electricity generation, and consumer products such as lamps, thermometers, and dental material. Eventually, the mercury is emitted to the air or discharged to the water as a byproduct of combustion or improper waste disposal. Once in the air and water, mercury presents a risk to ecological and human health. Mercury is a neurotoxin. Adults, children, and developing fetuses are at risk from ingestion, exposure to mercury, and the most common way people are exposed to any form of mercury is by eating fish containing mercury. How does that get there? It gets in the water supply. It gets there through methylmercury, and that's the big issue. Once a human body, mercury interferes with the brain and the nervous system. Prenatal or early infant exposure to mercury can cause a host of health issues in humans, including mental retardation, cerebral palsy, deafness, blindness, development disorders which can delay motor and communication skills, and learning disabilities, and scientists are now studying links between mercury and autism as well. And the Department of Health mercury warning, the NYS Department of Health issued a warning in 2005 that still stands, urging that women of children-bearing age and children younger than 15 avoid eating fish from most waters in the Andrirondack and Catskill Mountains because of mercury contamination. Large predatory freshwater fish like black bass, walleye, and pike generally contain higher levels of methylmercury. So this is a serious concern. It's a serious concern because it affects wildlife, it affects young children, and it affects everybody in these regions. That's why it's always a good idea to have your water periodically tested for high levels of mercury.